Alright guys, so welcome back to GamerToday. I'm going to show you guys how to get a win in solos and in squads or duos and the easiest way freaking possible to do it. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys want to get a victory royale because it's a lot of fun. And there's plenty of ways to get a win in Fortnite, as you might already know, but I know one very easy place to actually get started on this easy win. There's a place over here, you might not know about it. It's a yacht. And not just any yacht, it's Deadpool's Yacht. Now why this is interesting is because it's all like, shipwrecked looking. It's not that fancy yacht we saw last season from the Spy vs. Spy kind of thing. This is season 3 of chapter 2, so it's very different. And I actually fell short on this, but I'm actually going to show you my pathway on this and why you should come here. I know it's going to be a little bit boring, but I'm going to tell you why you want to know this. There's so many loot chests here, there's so many consumables, so many ammo, there's everything you will possibly need for yourself and a squad to get a full loadout of amazing gear. With little to no effort, almost nobody's going here, and I don't know why that is. Perhaps because it's on the outskirts of the map. Now guys, you don't have a lot of time when you're here because the circle is always going to be close at hand. Once the circle starts closing in, you need to start rolling out. You'll probably have about a minute 30 seconds or so to get out of there. So again, it's a bit of a challenge, but you get everything you could possibly need. If you don't want to take a boat, there's always a shark that spawns here, and there's always fishing rods, so you could always go that route as well, or fish for even more great items. And there's also a green screen, so if you want to go that route, you can always do it. So in case you need to capture some footage of one of your characters or get a transparent image, you can always do that, or make a funny YouTube video. It's a very small green screen. But anyways guys, almost every consumable in the game is actually on this ship, which is pretty crazy. Now guys, this is a yacht, but you'll forget it quite often because it really doesn't look like a yacht. It's all Waterworld-like, which I'm told is a movie with Sean Connery. If you don't know it, it's kind of a classic, cult classic. Not a great movie, but some people really do like it. Anyways, this whole season's based on that premise, and it's kind of weird. But the reason why we're talking about Deadpool's, yacht is because there's a lot of key items here that we really need. You could either take a boat, you could take a shark, there's tons and tons of loots and chests and everything you could possibly think and imagine. There's food consumables, there's everything you can think of, guys. You will have a full loadout with a bunch of shield, you will have everything you could possibly need here. There's even slurp jugs and stuff like that, those slurp containers that you can break and get all that as well. But the main reason to go here besides that is the fact that there's a helicopter, guys. The helicopter is extremely exploitable. It's an easy way to avoid a lot of fights if you know what you're doing with it. Now guys, you can exploit with this, and yeah, that is kind of a cheap way to win. I will argue that, yeah, some people are just not as good at the game, and maybe that's a tactic they want to use. And even if that's not your reason, maybe you're just curious of a new way to actually get a win. Or perhaps you just want to goof off and show your friends that you can get an easy win doing something. I don't know, there's got to be a reason for someone to get an easy win. Or perhaps to make your KD look better. Your kill-death ratio, I don't know, your wins, there you go. I don't know, Fortnite tracker, you guys know all about that. Check out my stats. My stats aren't that great. You know why? I didn't play a lot recently, but check out Season 7. My stats were in the top 100. Yeah, that's how much I played Season 7. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? You didn't know that. If you've been a part of the channel for a long time, you probably do, but if you don't, you might not know. So check out the Fortnite tracker if you can track back in Season 7, which I believe you can. I'm not totally sure, but you should see my tracking. It was pretty crazy. So again, there's the boat there, and there is that helicopter right there, and that's the whole reason why we're here. Now guys, I sped this up a little bit so you guys can get the idea of what I'm doing in my pathway, and just so I could show you all the different consumables and everything else that is here. Now, I didn't even cover 100% of everything that is here, but you pretty much get the idea. That was like 75% of what you can get here, and that's for an entire squad. You can have a great loadout, and a lot of epic and legendaries will, basically spawn. And the reason for that is there's so many dang chests. But guys, once we take this helicopter, there's a pathway that we might want to take. Now, of course, this will depend on the circle, and if the storm is in a certain direction. We all know that. But generally speaking, this pathway works almost every time. So this is why you want to pay attention. Once you have the helicopter, you want to avoid a bunch of battles. You don't want to go right to the authority. You don't want to go into a bunch of, what are those, marauders. You don't want to go into that. So that's why you're trying to look around and see where there's damage and battles going on, where people are building and things are going wrong at. You don't want to go by those areas. And you might want to find yourself this little area right here. This little place right there's got zip lines. You got everything you can think of over here. I don't know what it's called because it's an unnamed area, but I guess you can call it the Weeping Woods. I guess that's the landmark name of it. Anyways, I just like to stay right here and check out and see if anyone's coming from either direction. Now guys, there's 3 different directions you could be checking around, and just stay there until the circle basically starts to go in. And once the circle moves, you move with the circle. Makes sense. I myself like to go to this little area over here because almost no players players actually go this way. I don't know why, but I've never actually seen other players at the rickety rig. I don't know why, no one goes here for me. Maybe it's just my games, but I don't ever see anybody coming over this way. And that's why I like to go here. And another reason you might want to go is there's another helicopter, guys. So this is actually another place early game that you guys could go as well. But it doesn't have nearly as much loot as Deadpool's Yacht, and that's why we've actually talked about that in this video. But this is on basically third place that we would want to go. And this is great. You can just stay here the entire game. Now what I do recommend, guys, is actually getting out of the helicopter so no one knows where you are, and basically being stealthy. Now me, I don't have to do that because I could care less. No one's going to take me out, okay? I'm not worried about that. I know what I'm doing, okay? I'm a Fortnite professional. Not really, but anyway, there's some good loot here, and you can see I actually got a legendary sniper as well. So yeah, you guys want to check out the rig while you're wasting time, waiting, you check out the area that you're at and find better loot. And once the circle starts to move, I move with it, and I basically check out the area. I try to go for a hilltop or something low down. I try to scope out the area, and you'll see a lot of helicopters are actually there. In my playthrough, I saw two different helicopters, basically, and I was like, geez, everyone's using a helicopter. I'm like, this is going to be one heck of a bad endgame. But you know what? Don't worry about that, because most people end up jumping out and battling it out. But we're not worried about that. We're not all about that. But you do want to get out of the helicopter quite often, because you do want people not to know where you are, basically. You want to hide yourself on the map. People can actually tell with those visual representations like you see on the screen I use. People can tell where you are, where you're coming from, so they'll know where you're at. But if you get out of the helicopter, they won't have any idea where you're at. So then you have more of a stealthy approach. Also, make sure that you do have some sort of resources, wood, etc. I actually forgot about that in my playthrough. So yeah, I got the supply drop because I'm a cheapie like that, and I figured, okay, I'll grab all this, and yeah, I'm gonna go back to my helicopter, right? Well, something fun kind of happened on this one, so I noticed, I was like, well, I gotta search out for other players. I need to make sure where everyone's really at, and I did, and then I found out there was somebody over there with a grappling hook kind of thing, if you will, and I'm like, oh my god, no, the suction cup thingy, and he jumped on with me, and I thought we were gonna battle it out for sure. I jumped off like a pansy. I'm like, okay, well, are we gonna fight? And he's like, no, we're not gonna fight. Not yet anyway, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So anyway, so I got back in the helicopter because he definitely didn't want to fight either. I guess he just wanted to emote and play with me because I had the iconic skin. So yeah, that was fun. Anyways, then I stopped playing around because I'm like, well, it's down to one other person. So I'm like, well, it's time to get involved. Yeah, guys, you want to wait till there's only one or two other people. That's the easiest way to get your win. So now it requires a little bit of skill because you do need to kill the other player. Now, you might get lucky and those two other players might kill each other. There's 3 left. And then, hey, you might get lucky enough, but most of the time you're going to have to kill at least one player. Now, watch this real quick. I'm going to show you my legendary headshot. Yes, guys, I do a lot of pull shots, and I'm very good with the sniper. Anyways, guys, yeah, the glitch right there, that's how you do it. That's how you get that wavy sign thing. If you guys have it from the Battle Pass, I forget what Battle Pass season it was in, that's how you do. You just need the rage emote, and then you just need to switch into it. Give it 3 seconds, and then turn into it, and there you go. Now you've got your epic win with that victory rail glitch at the same time, looking totally badass, making everybody so jealous of you. Anyways, guys, yeah, hopefully this video did help you, and if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below, did you learn something today about a new location you might not have known about, and did this help you get a win? Because if it did, I'd love to hear about it. Anyways, guys, until next time, it's been GamerToday.